Hi, welcome to Culture Shock. My name's Anthony. I got a $1 mug. All right, today's topic is from Mr. Woody Booty. Booty, yeah.
Is it Woody?
Woody Doody.
Woody Doody. That's still fun. Woody Booty.
Woody.
I think Woody Booty's funnier.
He says, how about a well-debated and inebriated debate, indie games versus AAA titles?
Hold on, let me get more inebriated.
Okay, so indie games versus AAA titles.
All right.
Yeah, indie games are cool and AAA titles are cool. Done. Yeah.
Really? That's.
I guess let's put it into the terms of the industry and the future
Right.
for both of those.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think this is it's an exciting time to be a gamer because there's so many options out there.
Yes.
Because there's so many indie games being produced.
Yeah. I mean, just a few years ago, there was no indie games. Like, it was a big
Yeah.
deal when an indie game was
Well, there
a
were,
thing.
but they weren't like. It wasn't as easy for them to acquire distribution.
Fair,
See,
yeah.
now you got things like the PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
Things are being distributed just online. The cost of packaging everything and
Yeah.
shipping it out does not exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it was also the culture, I think, too. Just
Yeah.
people starting to develop their own games personally. Like, 2003, 2004, you couldn't make an indie game without taking a huge financial risk on yourself. The technology just wasn't there.
It's still a financial risk.
It still is, but the ability to create them has also gotten easier, too.
Yeah, games like Minecraft, Fez, Braid,
Yes.
hundreds
Tons
of
of
games.
them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hundreds of indie games now that, if they're good, they used to get brought up and said, hey, guys, you like games, you got to check this out.
Yeah, and even if they're not good, they sometimes get brought up, like on Xbox Live Arcade. The Baby Maker Extreme, where you have a baby and you shoot it out of the mother's
I think I saw you play that, yeah.
vagina out as a cannon.
That's ridiculous.
Boom, and then you have to bounce it off of things in the
Right.
hospital. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
but see, a
that's
game
fun.
like that would have never been created at a studio with a budget with,
Right.
with a AAA. It wouldn't be a AAA title. Only certain innovation, I think, is bred in the indie game community.
That's about what
I think it
that's-
always
Yeah,
has.
that's what I was going to get to. I feel like indie games can take more risk.
Yeah.
Because the people making them hopefully are ballsy. They're going to try something new.
And they could also focus on one thing.
Yeah, it can be like one game
Like
mechanic.
that one, just for example, the baby shooting across the thing is just one simple
Right.
mechanic. Or like Braid, right? That has, slowing down time?
That has a lot of it introduces one thing, and then later on the levels it introduces more.
Okay,
but it's all like fiddling with time. Like there's one level where if you walk forward, time moves forward, but as soon as you stop and you start heading back, time moves backwards.
Okay.
And so you got to solve puzzles moving back and forth.
But see, no one would have taken that risk on a AAA title.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of AAA titles will start to implement things like that, but never fully realize them.
Yeah.
Because they need to pack in as many different possible things as they can.
Well, here's the thing on AAA titles. A lot of AAA titles are made by big companies, and they don't want to take a lot of risk.
Oh, yeah. You need to make your money.
Yeah, because taking risk means you might not get your money back. And so they usually stick to what's either popular or
Call of
what's
Duty.
tested.
Hey, modern first-person shooters.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to shoot things.
Yeah, first-person shooters that look pretty, people
Pow,
buy
pow,
the shit
pow,
out of.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, but people buy them. I mean, there's a huge swath of gamers out there that just love their first-person shooters.
Yes.
And, they might not follow the gaming industry at all, but they'll go to a GameStop or whatever. They'll see first-person shooter on the shelf, and they'll say, yeah, I'm going to buy this because it's a first-person shooter.
I think for looking into the future, the next generation of games, if they decide to start charging more for games, I think indie games will have... They're already on the rise, but they will have a huge rise because people are more willing to put in a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
If games go
I
up
feel you.
crazy high, AAA titles I think are gonna die. Not die, but like right now,
Yeah.
right now we're saturated with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
There's very few games that are branching out and trying to create new things. If prices go up even higher, they're gonna have even less of that.
If they start losing money, yeah, it's over.
Yeah. But then they'll just look into the indie games and go, oh, let's get the developer of Braid, Fez. Well, actually, they already kind of did that at the PS4 event. They got Jonathan Blow out there, right?
Right, yeah.
And, I'm not saying like he's selling out or anything, but over time, they could start trying to acquire these people.
People that make really good indie games. I mean,
Yeah.
Notch, the guys that made Minecraft, they got approached from, it sounds like several different investors and people.
They
Good for
turned
them.
them
Good for
down?
them. They said no.
Yeah.
They said, no, we're going to do our own independent thing. And, I appreciate that. But I also, if there's an indie guy out there who's trying to make a game by himself and he gets approached by a big publisher and they say, hey, we're going to invest in your product for you to possibly make it better.
Yeah.
I say go for it.
it's a very fine line you're
It
gonna
is
have
a
to
fine
cross
line,
in the
yeah.
future because
Minecraft didn't need to take that jump because
Yeah.
Minecraft made a shit ton of money anyway.
I feel like if they did buy Minecraft, they'd nudge them like, hey, let's get a DLC pack with guns.
Yeah, mhm.
And maybe have this shooting mechanic for multiplayer. You know,
No.
that way it gives people something involving.
Yeah, there'd be-
and let's add Farmville elements where you can like charge per carrot.
Yeah.
Just so we can make some money on the back end on the stupid people. So indie games versus AAA games. Right now, they're.
I think we're going to have so much room for both. I mean, I love it because I think there's going to be a wonderful mix. Because now, not only do we have the consoles, we have the tablets, we have the phones. There's so many devices we have now that the game companies can look at and say, I can make a game for that.
The whole App Store is basically indie games.
Right. Something like Angry Birds. I mean, good for Rovio. Rovio made this one product and it made them a lot of money.
And they made another one and another one and another. They're the Call of Duty of the indie market.
No, come on. Angry Birds Star Wars was great.
Yeah, it was so original, pulling the bird back and shooting it.
No, there's not a lot to that game.
I liked it because it made sound effects and it went noises.
Look, I will say.
One more.
No. Well, I know. I remember the first.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard that. Saw someone play that game was Nate. We were on our way to Comic-Con in New York, and Nate was sitting in the back seat, and I was in the middle seat, and all I kept hearing was.
I like the yellow one.
And it honestly made me smile because I'm like, what the fuck are you playing? That sounds hysterical. Okay. Well, that's this episode of Culture Cock.
Culture Cock.
We're going to go and we're going to go drink.
Yeah, water.
And do some stuff.
Yeah, so leave questions below on future topics that we could talk about, down here in the comment section. Just ask us any fucking questions. I don't give a shit. We'll answer it. Obviously, no one cares about the content of this show, so.
Nah, we'll do whatever, man.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Shit.
We'll jack off a frog. We don't give a fuck.